Curating is very much about that behind the scenes, what happens to make an exhibition, how are artists given space to work with. All of these different conversations are happening through curating, and as somebody who is also really interested in writing, I naturally gravitated towards curating more than art making because I felt that I could address larger problems, issues, and often conversations or dialogues that seem to be very disparate but actually can come together through exhibition making. I used to draw a lot with my mom when I was a child, and that was a way for me to express myself, and I just drew everything. I think I gravitated towards drawing and painting and such because I was extremely shy. Thinking back on it, there was probably a lot of anxiety around immigrating and not being able to speak English for a really long time, actually. And drawing was something that I knew from an early age that I could turn to, so it was always a kind of safe space for me. I don't remember exactly how old I was, maybe 12? I was for the American Association of Pediatrics, their very first annual art competition. I ended up getting a call at some point saying that I had won this competition and that they were going to fly me out to San Francisco. I remember getting on stage in front of this huge conference of just healthcare workers, doctors mostly, and they asked me on this stage in front of, thousands of people, do you think you'd ever want to be a doctor? And this is the only thing I really remember saying, but I remember saying, no, I don't. I want to be an artist. And everyone kind of laughed, and that was it. Writing, it was after actually my freshman year of college that I even thought about writing in relationship to art making. And that was like mind-blowing, that expressing your ideas through words and making art aren't mutually exclusive things. I went to UCLA, University of California in Los Angeles. I had the fortune of taking this class with Barbara Kruger, who is an extremely iconic and important contemporary artist. And this was actually in taking Barbara Kruger's class, was that she had said something to me, which was that, Danny, sometimes your writing is actually better than what you're presenting during the crits. And I took that to heart in a way that was really productive for me. I ended up transferring to Cornell, which is also a huge research university. My junior year of undergraduate at Cornell, I took a semester in New York City. We had these amazing instructors, including who I would consider my very first and perhaps for a long time only curatorial mentor. Her name is Jane Farver, and she actually was the director of the MIT List Center for years. She just brought us around to meet not only artists at different museums and in their studios, but also to curators at museums. She made us write reviews of exhibitions and submit curatorial or artistic proposals, and really went into the more nitty-gritty of what it meant to be embedded in the art world, but also curating as a actual career option. Even though museums and galleries have been around for a long time, the act of curating hasn't necessarily become this full force profession. And I notice here at Harvard, teaching this curating contemporary art class with undergrad students here, is that there's no kind of fundamental knowledge about what curating even means. A lot of curators are artists, or artists curate shows. They're not mutually exclusive. But I don't think I was necessarily equipped with the tools to have some of the more important conversations that are happening in contemporary art early on, and that I was only more exposed to later through self-research or my work. I don't know if I was surprised, but I remember at one moment before I graduated, I was like, am I taking a really big risk by trying to do curating? So I had to make that really difficult decision of, do I want to keep making art, or do I want to do more of the working with artists and being more creative in terms of organizing exhibitions and organizing shows? Making that decision was definitely not an easy one, because there were also so few resources for me to even understand what I was really getting into. It's been an interesting winding path, but at the same time, I've had a lot of amazing guidance in terms of thinking about the future. I try not to think too far ahead, but I know for a fact that I want to be working with artists and also hopefully honing my own expertise in terms of the topics and conversations that I'm interested in. As I continue my career, I want to learn more, but also be able to hang on to a lot of those things that I knew when I was making art myself. I don't think I'll ever stop being an artist. Yeah. My name is Danny Shen. I'm a curator and writer based in Cambridge, Massachusetts. I'm currently the curatorial and public programs assistant at the Carpenter Center for the Visual Arts at Harvard University.